In just under half an hour, the world was shaken by a moment that not only drained emotions, but also rocked the emotional foundation of the world's largest fandom, ARMY. On Friday afternoon, Seoul time, a video less than 1 minute long leaked on social media, showing Jungkook, the golden magne of BTS, standing still, then tightly hugging Taehyung, who couldn't hold back his tears. But it wasn't the hug that became the focus. It was the soft-spoken words from Jungkook's mouth. "I'm afraid you'll change without me by your side." Those words seemed to break the silence of the room and, within seconds, also broke the emotions of fans across the world. What really happened in the 20 minutes leading up to that moment? And how could such an emotional incident slip past HYB's tight management oversight? According to an internal source who declined to be named, the incident took place during a private session held behind closed doors, a meeting designed as a moment of emotional recovery for BTS members who had gone through mandatory military service separately. The moment wasn't scheduled as official content, wasn't accompanied by professional cameras, and wasn't meant for public consumption. However, unexpectedly, someone from the inner circle recorded part of the emotional conversation and shared it anonymously. In the video, Taehyung appears sitting with his head down, while Jungkook stands nearby, visibly nervous yet sincere. After a few seconds of silence, the emotional line was uttered. Instantly, Taehyung shed tears, and the atmosphere shifted to complete stillness, as if time stopped to make room for long-suppressed feelings. ARMY's reaction? Viral isn't even strong enough. Jungkook's words touched something deeper than just idol friendship. Thousands of ARMYs from various countries took to social media, expressing emotion, concern, and sympathy. Hashtags like #TaehyungCry and #JungkookSaidIt immediately topped global trends on X, formerly Twitter, while the circulated video hit millions of views in less than 2 hours. Taehyung's tears are the most honest form of emotional language, said Dr. Min Seo-yeon, a relationship psychology expert from Yonsei University. When a public figure like him shows a vulnerable side in a space not designed for public viewing, it's the deepest expression of emotional burden that can no longer be held back. It should be noted that this isn't the first time Jungkook and Taehyung's relationship has drawn attention. The two have been known as close friends since trainee days and often show warm closeness on camera. But after serving military duty separately for nearly a year, emotional distance began to emerge, not due to conflict, but because of uncertainty, distance, and the weight of fame. The line, "I'm afraid you'll change without me by your side," is considered by observers as a reflection of emotional anxiety rarely discussed by male public figures, especially in South Korea where masculinity culture still tends to be conservative. Professor Han Myung-soo from Dongguk University stated, "Such expressions are very rare, even among biological siblings." The fact that Jungkook said it in front of Taehyung shows the depth of their relationship, built over more than a decade. So, what is HYB's official response? So far, no direct statement has been released. However, a senior staff member, who also declined to be named, confirmed that the session was part of the company's internal initiative to help the members restore their mental stability after going through a very stressful phase of life. "We never expected the moment would leak. And we also didn't expect the impact to be this big," he said. Outside South Korea, the emotional wave continues to grow. Fan communities from Indonesia, the Philippines, Brazil, and Germany have held online discussion sessions, dissecting the moment's context from psychological and social perspectives. Many admitted feeling emotional validation after witnessing how public figures could cry, long for someone, and fear losing them. A fan from Mexico wrote, "I never thought I could cry just because two men were talking. But when Jungkook said he was afraid, it felt like the voice from within myself." A similar comment came from a media analyst in the UK, who called the incident the most human moment that has happened in K-pop in the last 5 years. This emotional moment inevitably sparked debate in the media sphere. Should such deep feelings be exposed? Or should they be kept as private moments? Many argue that the video's leak actually opened a space that has long been locked in the Korean entertainment world, a space to feel, to cry, and to show vulnerability without fear of judgment. Jungkook eventually responded briefly via a weverse live session a day after the incident spread. With slightly swollen eyes and a soft voice, he simply said, "I can't say much. But sometimes we miss someone too much. That's all." The short yet meaningful sentence again sparked waves of commentary and emotional analysis across platforms. Now, big questions begin to arise. Will the relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook change after this moment? Will HYBE release an official documentary of the emotional reunion? Or will they choose to leave this incident as an unplanned private fragment that feels so real? Clearly, in an entertainment landscape filled with perfect choreography, ideal imagery, and calculated media strategies, this moment is something rare, authentic, raw, and deeply human. A reminder that behind the spotlight, there are two young men grappling with longing, fear of loss, and the need for each other's presence. And for ARMY, this moment isn't just about tears. It's a reminder that BTS is not just a music group. They're a story of connection, sincerity, and how the courage to show vulnerability can become the most beautiful form of strength. Yet amid this widespread emotional reaction, we must ask a fundamental question. Did this event truly happen as reported? Or could it be a narrative constructed by social media and popularity algorithms? Let's take a breath and think critically. The video claimed to be the emotional moment between Jungkook and Taehyung. First surfaced on social media platforms like TikTok, then spread to Twitter and YouTube without any clear official context. The video was uploaded without a watermark, without an official statement from HYBE, and without a clearly verifiable location. Are you sure that a video under 1 minute long is valid enough to draw such massive emotional conclusions? In today's digital era, content can be fabricated, edited, even subtly manipulated to create dramatic effects. Audio can be inserted, expressions cut out of context, and narratives shaped from highly subjective angles. Have you ever asked, who recorded this moment? Why was it recorded? And why was it shared uncensored if it truly was a private moment? These questions are not meant to destroy your trust in BTS or their members' relationships, but to encourage critical reflection on how information, especially emotional content, can be exploited by certain parties for engagement, clicks, or even manipulation of public opinion. Imagine for a moment, if this video is part of a deliberate scenario, perhaps as hidden promotion for an upcoming documentary, or even as a market reaction. Test before launching other commercial content. Do you feel emotionally manipulated? Many viral contents on the internet have later turned out to be inauthentic, even though they sparked global reactions. We live in a digital ecosystem where the line between reality and fabrication grows increasingly blurry. Are you able to distinguish the two? Or are you more easily carried away emotionally because you feel personally connected to public figures like Jungkook and Taehyung? All of this demands that we act not only as emotion consumers, but also as critical observers. We can't keep letting social media narratives shape our perception without proper verification and balanced analysis. Remember, emotions can be easily manipulated in just 15 seconds of short-form content, especially when it involves global figures with extremely loyal fan bases. So, we must also ask, are we, the public, too quick to believe just because we want to believe? Do we tend to ignore logic simply because we feel emotionally connected to our idols? Please reflect, discuss, and express your thoughts. Your comments and critical thinking are valuable in maintaining the quality of discourse in this information-flooded era. We're only presenting one piece of the information. The truth? Only time, verification, and factual transparency can uncover it. Thank you.